Have you ever noticed that when you're learning something new, that it is so much easier to watch someone else do it and then copy them? Today, we are going to be sharing advanced master baiting tricks. So if you haven't yet watched my previous video on how to be a master baiter, then make sure to check it out over here and then come back to this video because I won't be going through the basics. If you are a virgin master baiter, then check that video out first and then come back to this one. Welcome to Wubby Gaming, the place where gamers grow. So we have a very special episode for our free-to-play players today. Today, thank you to BARATH for letting me log into his account and doing Infinite Gauntlet. We're going to show you what you can do as a free-to-play player. So BARATH has been playing for a number of years now, and I would rate his account as a pretty good free-to-play playing account. And he has invested in some of the Infinite Gauntlet monsters that are really important. Let's see how we go. We haven't played with his account that much before, so it's going to be a learn together exercise, and I'll also go through his account, his monsters, and give some advice of what I would do if I was running this account for Infinite Gauntlet. So first thing to notice here, I've pulled up his main monsters. So he does have a triple Uriel's team, a 142 Tabora, 142 Lindworm, and a 130 Black Feather. What I would recommend here is, because Tabora is a little bit slower than Lindworm, that messes with the turn order because you can't, for example, have 3 X runes on Tabora and 3 X runes on Lindworm, because then Lindworm will outspeed Tabora and Lindworm will go first. So if you're in a situation where you're ranking up both Tabora and Lindworm concurrently, what I recommend is not to rank them up to the same level. So what I mean here is, if I'm BARATH, what I would do here is rank up Tabora next to 144 and keep Lindworm at 142, because then that will be enough of a gap so that your Tabora outspeeds Lindworm and you can have 3 X runes on both of them. Because when we compare Black Feather to Lindworm, Lindworm is a better monster to use. Black Feather has good skills like the AoE possess, but I would much rather have Lindworm being the second fastest attacker compared to Black Feather. So that's the first thing I recommend that I'm seeing here. Have your Tabora out-level your Lindworm as you're ranking up. And how you want to check is, every time you level up 1 level on Lindworm, make sure that with the X runes, he is still slower than Tabora. And do that in like a friendly battle or adventure map, whatever you need to do so you can check out the speeds. The other 2 monsters that BARATH has that are really good for Gauntlet is a 130 Bombator and a 130 Kadama. Ignis at 140 could be useful as well. He has some advanced master baiter techniques that you can use. So he's holding a big hammer, so he's going to be pretty good because he has the... Does he have a staff? I'm not sure what Ignis has, but I remember I have used him as a master baiter in the past, and he is pretty good at that role. So BARATH is starting at 41 each day, which is really good. And we'll go check out his monsters and how he set them up. And I'm going to change the skills to what I would use, because I'm more comfortable with them. So he might have his own reasons for setting up his skills a certain way, but I'm going to do something that works for me. Okay, so first of all, notice that Tabora is 3 speed and Lindworm is 2 speed and 1 team speed. That's because Lindworm at the same level as Tabora will outspeed. So I'll show you what I mean in game. So Tabora 23.3 and Lindworm 22. And then if you change this to a speed rune, now Lindworm is 22.3 and Tabora is 22.2. So Lindworm is a tiny bit faster. So if, for example, Tabora is like 1 level more, or possibly 2, I would have to look at the stats. Tabora will outspeed Lindworm. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to check the skills to see what skills BARATH has on. And we're going to change it up if it's different to what I would normally use. Okay, so my favorite trick, yes. A trophy, maybe. Sapu Bofo, maybe. Amber Dust, yes. So what I'm noticing here is he's not running the curse skill. I prefer running the curse skill. See, we're going to put curse on all enemies because that's how we kill them. I'm going to run Amber Dust, and I am going to put Sapu Bofo on, because when you're using Tabora, if your team has negative effects, your team is normally not in a good... So it's very rare that you actually get to use this. I know I do run it, but I might actually take it out on my one as well. The other option instead of Sapu Bofo is actually to run Granite Melter. I've run that in the past as well. Next monster, Lindworm. I'm guessing we have different skills here. So he has Sequence Bender, yes, that's a must. Time Scourge, maybe. Age Oversee, definitely. So we're going to put that in the second slot because that's the one I use quite a bit. Era Traveler, definitely. And the last slot is a choice between these two. Revert Events and Time Scourge. So for me, Time Scourge is a skill that's going to help you win faster. It's not a skill that's going to turn the tide of the battle because you can win through your curse and your baby reversion. So because it's a win more skill, not a skill that's going to change the game, I prefer and I recommend running Revert Events. Because, for example, you can run Revert Events and revert the event for Tabora. So Tabora can positive effect remove again, or you can put it onto Black Feather so that Black Feather can AoE possess again. Or another option is to just put the revert events on yourself so that you can run Age Overseer again. So it does require a bit more brain power, but this is my preferred skill set. And lastly, Black Feather. Let's check out these skills. Blind Parrot, total possession with 0 cooldown, definitely. You're using this mainly for the total blind because you can just keep cycling it all the time. Eyes Curse, maybe. Damned Feathers. I don't like this skill. So it has a 0 cooldown, but because you're a denier and yours going to be faster, the 0 cooldown doesn't matter. What does matter though is the stamina cost. So I recommend running Soft Flaggers because it is 14 stamina cheaper. So we're going to switch that over. And the other reason I like Soul Focus over Eyes Curse is because you also get some stamina regen. Because Black Feather can run low on stamina and AoE Possess, definitely. So we're going to put AoE Possess up the top because that's the first one I always use. And we're going to put the Curse in the second spot because that's the second one I would generally use. Sometimes I don't use it because Bora can already do the Curse. Blind Parrot, definitely yes. I like to put in the third slot. Blind Parrot, definitely for the total blind. Possessed and Total Blind Flying Spirit, I don't recommend running this because you don't have any monsters that have anticipation that you're going to use, and it's just going to make the enemy go faster. I don't recommend Damn Feathers. Ice Curse, maybe, that's the one that I run. And low dark damage applies possession to one enemy, requires cooldown. So it's a toss-up between Ice Curse and Dead Parrot. So I actually normally run Ice Curse, but looking at this team and considering we're going to have less turns, there could be a situation where your AoE Possess is on cooldown and you want to possess because someone could be quite fast because the Black Feather is 130. So if you need some extra damage, run the Heavy Magic. But if you need an extra deny, I would run Dead Parroties. Okay, so we are ready to take on the Infinite Gauntlet together with our free-to-play monsters and our advanced master baiting skills. So what's going to happen here is Glamhead is a bit unpredictable. So I do want to make sure that I deny him. So I'm going to change my runes so that Black Feather is my team speed holder because I do want to be faster than Glamhead. Hopefully Lindworm can be faster. So I'm still 200 slower than Glamhead. I'm going to check if we have Rune Guardian on. So we don't have Rune Guardian on. And notice that BARATH hasn't put it on a lot because we haven't triggered 5% yet. So we're going to put this on. And hopefully that makes a bit of a difference. If you are a free-to-play player, I do actually recommend investing your gold in this. So do it, for example, during the Gold Fever event. That's when you want your reinforcement on. 2417. Ooh. We're still 3 slower. The thing with Glamhead is he's got immune to possession and also immune to blind. Okay, so this first node was tough. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to change the strategy altogether. Instead of starting off with Uriels, my plan here was to start off with triple Uriels and kill my monsters off so they're going to be on low health, which is going to make the later nodes easier. But because of the speed of Glamhead, it's just at a bit of an awkward speed. We are actually going to change up our strategy completely. And we're going to go with another team called BTK, which stands for Bombetta, Tabora, and Kadama. So we're going to showcase that first. So again, let's go check out the skills for Kadama and Bombetta and make sure that the skills that I want to use. Soul Eater, definitely. Toxic Wrath, definitely. Dead Tree, definitely. Noxious Demons, definitely. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the order to what I have just because I'm used to it and means I'm less likely to make mistakes. And let's check out Bombetta. Megataunt, Warming Light, Sunburnt Orb, very heavy. The only one I'm considering here is changing the blinding punch, but I don't think there's anything else. Yep. So let's stay with this skill set. There are some tricks that we're going to showcase as well with Bombator and getting life back. If you change your runes, you can actually refill your health. I'll show you what I mean in game. Okay, so we are back with our B2K build with Bombator, Tabora, and Kadama. So Tabora is 19-1 and Kadama is 16-1. So Glamhead will outspeed us and hit Bombator. Bombator will survive because of the runes. We have Neboda's armor, which does help give us a buff. And we also have Thetis armor, which will remove some stamina. These are the only two armors that we have available, so this is what we're going to use. Ideally, I would probably put Morgs over Thetis armor just to make sure that Bobhead survives. Alright, so these guys are way slower than our second in line, which is Kadama. So what we're looking for here is we're looking to make sure that the second monster is always slower than 16,000. Then we should be fine. So BTK, let's go. That was like a tickle, right? So we're going to favorite trick. And because I need them to die faster, I'm actually not going to do daze, which is what I normally do. I'm going to run poison. And notice this Sherazade doesn't take all of the stamina off just because it's not as leveled up. We have to do curse here. Curse will help get rid of that little residual stamina. Now we will run daze. Do stamina drain again. We were Mega Possessed earlier. We will Amber Dust, then CDA. Oh! Wow. That actually stuffs up a lot of our strategy. Wow. That's really unlucky. Free-to-play players get really unlucky. Wow. Still shocked. Sometimes this screen comes up and sometimes it does, I'm not sure why. There's a version of this screen where if 3 monsters die, you can get a discount. Instead of 30 gems, it's like 25 or 28 gems. But I've only seen it once. Okay, and we are back. So, lesson learned, I'm going to put a trophy back onto Tabora because on that last node, Tabora could have saved our friend Bombator. Rest in peace, Bombator. As a free-to-play player, I don't recommend using gems unless you absolutely know that you're going to kill a lot of nodes, because we do have a backup set of monsters, which is our triple Euros monsters. We're going to use that instead and save ourselves 10 gems. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be our fastest combo. So we are going to use a 3-speed Tabora, a 2-speed Lindworm, and Black Feather as a team speed holder. So we do have pump speed, which is useful at the stamina drain. This is an Iltron's, which isn't as useful. We're going to put Jazzy's on from Kadama. So that's just to help us replenish our stamina. Alright, so 24-5, 13-9, 17-1. So Aztec will outspeed us. Okay. So the problem with these early nodes is Aztec will outspeed us, but he is unlikely to kill us, and therefore Euros is unlikely to trigger. I'm not sure if Aztec will actually take us down. I think what will happen is Tabora and Lindworm will actually survive, and Black Feather will probably pass away and come back from the dead. But it's kind of hard. The two options is we can make Lindworm go first, but Lindworm's pump seed isn't going to get rid of all of their stamina. So we do have to sort of just take a bit of a gamble here, unfortunately. I think what Aztec will do is he will probably AoE possess, and once he AoE possesses, possessed. So we have triple hardened, but that's not very reliable. So because all of our options are gambling, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go in with some bait teams first and practice our master baiting skills. So we're going to change these up, and we're going to bring 3 friends. So we're going to send in this threesome to take on some stamina drain. Yeah, no way the other monsters would have died. Why are their staminas full? I'm gonna go in with one more, see what this looks like. So when you are using your masturbating skills, only send in one at a time. Yeah, so they're reviving all of the stamina. I'm super confused. Someone must have a status caster that is giving them stamina. That's a real shame. Okay, and so we are back with a new strategy. So because we don't want to gamble, we are going to practice a advanced masturbating skill here. So we've got 3 monsters, and these are probably the best masturbating skills that we have. So we're going to give it a go. Now, here's how it works. So what you want to do when you are practicing these advanced masturbating skills is you need to have a lot of life. You need to put the game as slow as possible, so put it onto 1 speed, and you need to have relics that are going to drain their stamina away. We've got Eildron's Mask, so it removes 139 points of stamina, so that's good. Eildron, any monster with a mask is good. We have Deity's Armor, so this, after being damaged by a skill, if their stamina is above 75%, which is all the time at the beginning, removes 139 points from the attacker. So this is going to drain stamina. And now we have Rotten. Rotten has a Nebulines Trap, which only works if you're below 50%, so that's not going to trigger. And Oblation Trap, which also isn't going to trigger. So unfortunately, we don't have Ruby's Trap, which if you're under a control status effect, it will remove 300 points of attack at level 4. So we are going to go in with this base, and we're going to click fight. And as soon as we click fight, we're going to change the speed to 1 speed and go nice and slow. Let's see what happened. 139 stamina, another 139 stamina, and 65 and 65, 65 off, and another 44 each. And Rotten was going to die. I really want to see how much stamina they have. So there's 213, so Krusty should be drained. How does this guy have so much stamina? So he's out. I can't tell how much stamina Aztec has. Okay, we want to exit. Why can't we exit? Manual. Exit. There is no X button. I want to exit. Where did my X button go? There's my X button. Okay, so apparently, and I did not know this, obviously I haven't done this enough times before, you can only X if your monster has a turn. So what we needed to do here is we needed to have one monster that was fast enough to have a turn and have a go. So because that hasn't happened, I've managed to drain a little bit on Kendama and a little bit on Krusty. But Aztec is the one that we did want to drain, and he's got all of his stamina back. Bugger. Alright, so we will have to keep practicing to master our baiting skills and come again and try again tomorrow. So we're gonna exit. Actually, let's see if I can do anything useful. So these aren't gonna do any damage, so I'm gonna exit here. And then we're gonna go in with our Triple Euros team and just hope for the best. Okay, let's just go. Oh, do I not the right relic? So hopefully we cleanse. Didn't cleanse, we cursed ourselves instead. Great. We have to Age Overseer and hope we hit them. We did get them. Here we have to possess. Another choice. Possessed. Ah, oh, no stamina. We have to get rid of all this curse. Actually, we don't have to get rid of the curse because we're running Triple Euros and we actually do want our monsters to die. So what we're going to do is we're just going to trait disable here. possess. And we need to get curse starting again. That's how we're gonna win. So curse will kill both of these guys, so we're just gonna recharge. Okay, so if Lindworm survived, that would have been perfect, but Lindworm is now gone as well, and they're 2 nodes in. Oh, a Glamhead and a Dr. Watts. So we're gonna go grab Kodama here. He's our next best monster. Glamhead is 21,000, and Tabora is 22,000, and Kodama is 19,000. So we're not fast enough to get both of these to outspeed, and what is, we need to get a hard deny onto Watts. He's immune to blind, so we can possess him, so we have to make sure we're faster than 10,000 to possess. 11,000 right now, that's fine. So what's going to happen here with this setup is Glamhead is going to go first and do something nasty to us. So we can't have that happening, so because we don't want that to happen, we have to make Kodama faster so that he can stamina drain. And because we're going to use Kodama as our main person, we're going to put the Jazzy on Kodama as well. We can put Iltron's back onto Aura, but it's not really going to make a difference for us. Do we have any useful amulets for... Okay, so what we're doing, we will make Kodama faster. Right, let's see if this is fast enough yet. 20,001. Oh, more. 21,1. Is that fast enough? I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty hard. What are our options here? Do we have any other monsters? No. So if one of these were 10s instead of 8s, we would be doing pretty good. So the next recommendation here for Barath is to get rid of these 8s and replace them with 10s, because Kodama is actually a really good monster for Infinite Gauntlet. We're back in business. Kodama is now 22-2. And the other guys are team speed holders. Let's bite. We're going to poison because we need everyone to die quite quickly. You know what? I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to put Daze on because Daze does have this power and accuracy reduction. And that's going to make Dr. Watts hit a lot less hard. Now, instead of Curse, normally I would apply Curse. But again, I'm going to apply major damage reduction so that Dr. Watts hits less hard. And here we will apply Curse. That's how we're going to win. And here we start poisoning with our second Sherazars to stamina drain. We do need to poison so that they die faster. I was considering saving it. Oh, good. They killed Black Feather. But any attack that isn't on Kodama is a good attack. Let's get rid of the traits and then CDA. So Glamhead is CDA'd, so the only threat here is Dr. Watts, so we're going to blind him. It looks like Daze has worn off, so we're going to put it back on. What just happened? It's like there was a damage reflect. Was there a damage reflect? Ember Dust. I think Glubu had a damage reflect and I didn't notice. He goes possessed. We're just gonna find people that have Uriel's essence. We will run all of these guys as team speed just to make our main monster, which is Mr. Beast or Undead Mr. Beast, a little bit faster. I don't know if I can do this every day. I gotta admit, I think I've been really spoiled with my Infinite Gauntlet team, not gonna lie. So the other relics don't matter, so we're not gonna waste gold on that. We just want to equip Uriel's. 11,000. 21,4. Okay. So after Glemhead does his first turn and kills everyone, we will have Undead Mr. Beast get a turn in and finish off Glemhead. Pyro's favorite Glem. He's the 0-1. I'm not even going to try. Alright guys, I'm not going to lie, that was actually quite demoralizing, and I do feel and understand the free-to-play world out there. So if you would like to see more of these videos with Wubby masturbating and doing what he can with a real free-to-play team, let me know and I can do a couple more of these. I do want to have one go where Beta actually does survive and we can practice some sort of next level skills in terms of changing his runes and stuff like that, so we get his life back. I didn't get to showcase that today, which is something that can actually really help. So I might do 1 or 2 more depending if you guys like it and if you guys want to see more of this. So make sure to subscribe and hit me up with any questions in the comments, and I will see you soon.